Let's hear from everybody. So again, I'm Jennifer with Louisville Independent Business Alliance, and we are hosting this Local Leaders Roundtable, really designed to get some leaders of independent groups together so we can share our best practices, cry in our beer about our failures, and so that nobody else will repeat our mistakes, all that kind of thing. So I'm very excited today to be looking at our new website because it has been like literally years since we've been happy with the AMIBA website, but I think now we're happy. There's always more to do on a website, but I'm thrilled with what it is today. So with that, I'm gonna ask each of you to kind of just introduce yourself, what city you're in, what group you're affiliated with, and then I'll ask you to pass the mic on to someone else. So Rebecca Melanson will go last because she is our presenter, but I'm going to start with Kathleen Rourke since you're first on my screen, and you can say hello and get us started.
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, I'm Kathleen. I'm newer to the AMIBA group. Our organization joined officially in this last year. However, we've been connected for several years, but we are members as of last year. So I'm with Local First West Michigan. So I'm coming from Grand Rapids, Michigan today. So just excited to be here with all of you. Oh, and I need to pass it off, right? The next person on my screen is Susan.
Hi, my name is Susan Logan. I'm from North Conway, New Hampshire. I represent the White Mountain Independents, which is a network of 23 retailers in the greater North Conway area. I'm new to this organization. I've got 35 years of tourism experience, but it's been more attraction and visitors bureau experience. So I'm here basically to learn. And now I pass it on to Lauren.
Thank you, and great to meet you guys. I'm Lauren Haggerty, the Policy and Programs Director of Local First La Plata in Durango, Colorado, and a former employee of Local First Arizona. So glad to be here, and we're updating our website too, so exciting to see what you guys all came up with. Forgot to pass it, and I'll pass it over to Jennifer.
Hey everyone, I am Jennifer Martin over at Shop Local Raleigh over here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we have been around almost 12 years now. We're a derivative of the Greater Raleigh Merchants Association, which has been around since the 40s. So this is my first call joining you guys, so I'm looking forward to it. Welcome. And I will pass on to, it looks like Julie.
Hi there. My name is Julie Niehoff, and I am with Distance Learning Media. We are a new affiliate member of AMIBA, but long-time listeners, first time joining. And very, very happy to sit in on this call and learn more, not just about what you all are doing, but to answer any questions about the website. We were very happy to have the opportunity to build it.
Pass it on.
Oh, do I have to pass it? Okay. Who's not gone? How do I pass it?
Lori hasn't gone. Both Loris.
Laurie and Lori.
Lori Lee.
I don't know how to pass it.
Okay, just say Lori Lee. Lori Lee, why don't you go?
I will go first then. Hi, I'm Lori Lee. I'm with Dane by Local. I'm a contract specialist with the staff, and we're here in Madison, Wisconsin.
Wonderful.
Welcome.
Pass it on.
Go Packers.
Laurie's the last one.
Hi.
Laurie Hamill.
So I'm the only male on this call, but I have a girl's name, so that counts. Okay. So I got a strong feminine side. My name's Larry Hamill, and I'm the executive director of the Sustainable Business Network of Massachusetts, and happy to be here.
Thank you, Laurie. Well, great. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Very excited
I don't want to get.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I don't want to get any virus on Zoom because I've heard that Zoom can actually train.
Well, you wear your mask and be safe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very excited. I believe, Rebecca, if you want to introduce yourself before you kind of head into our website today, it's going to be so very cool. And you can kind of set us up for what we're going to chat about today. And then we'll also have time at the end to chat, to answer questions, talk about any highlights, etc. So with that,
Okay.
I'm going to turn it over to you, Rebecca.
Thanks. Well, I'm Rebecca Melançon, and I am the president of the board and the director of policy and research at the Local Business Institute. But I'm also on the board of AMIBA and thrilled to be serving and helping AMIBA in every way that I possibly can. And we've had conversations about trying to get the website to work for us and for y'all, because it's really your website. It's all of our members' website. And one of the things we explored was not just what pieces, parts need to go in it. You know, we all do that. It's called mapping your website when you look at what elements you have of information that you want in it, graphics, photos, charts, whatever it is you want in your website, but also really delving into how to increase the user experience to an amazing experience. We want people who come to the website to stay there and look around and visit back again and again. So it's that user experience. And I will totally credit Julie Niehoff. Years ago, she helped me with a website. I was the director for 10 years of the Austin Independent Business Alliance. And one day I needed a new website and I was very busy. And I said, no, I just want to pour what we have into a new website. Just, I don't really care. Just take what we have. And Julie, lovingly but forcefully, made me rethink our existence in a way that ended up with, you're telling people on your website what you want to tell them. You're not telling them what they're coming to find out. And that sounds a little esoteric and simple, but it really is a profound difference in a way of viewing your website. So it was through that lens that we looked at the AMIBA website, and I'm going to share my screen now so we can go through it and talk about it just a little bit. So y'all can see, here's the homepage. Looks very different than it ever has in the past. All the photos that you will see in the headers are from cities where we have an IBA.
Rebecca, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but can you you're logged in, does that matter? Because you're going to end up rolling over editing tools.
Oh my God, this is.
And I just don't want them to be confused that others would see it.
Thank you. Let me fix this.
Just roll over where it says howdy, Rebecca, and it'll let you log out right there and keep you there.
I'm so sorry. I was.
No, it's okay.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just go to the actual site.
This is not a good beginning, but it's my fault. Let me get to.
I'm so sorry that I interrupted you. I feel bad.
But... No. Thank you for telling me that, because otherwise I would have gone to it and said, why isn't this working? And like, this works. I know, I checked it. So now you see it not in edit mode. Part of what we really wanted to do was to make sure that our alliances were represented on this site, not just AMIBA, but all of y'all. So every header photo on every page is from a city from one of our alliances. And farther down in the page, it tells you what city that's from. So y'all can all see yourselves in this site. So a little bit of the vibrance and intensity there of who we are and what we're doing. I'll scroll down. So joining, of course, is a big issue with us. Trending now are items of particular note. So they could be events. You see that 2 of these items are Local Leaders Roundtable events. They could be news pieces that we just want to highlight. So those 3 things change. Obviously, after today, this one, which is about this Local Leaders Roundtable, will come down and another one will go up. This photo I love because it's from the Boston conference. So all the photos you see, as much as possible, are from all of us. A little bit about the movement and what we do. These sections all link to pages to tell you about these particular items. So the AMIBA shop with all the posters and stuff that AMIBA sells, our members, just a different way to look at navigating and a little bit more about it. This is one of my favorite parts. because it gives you the scope of impact. 60 alliances in 30 states representing over 50,000 local businesses. And that's pretty powerful. And that's what we want to express on this website. Latest news and updates are blogs that we want people to know about. And then, and here we are, Jennifer is our first one. So we have some testimonials here from members about AMIBA. And if I'll say throughout this site on several pieces, if any of you would like to do a testimonial, just send a photo in your testimonial and we'll get you included in this. There's several here. We can go through them. There's Mary Alice in Portland by Local. There's me. I did one because I love AMIBA. Thomas Barr is at Local First Arizona. And then Colin Murray is at Dane by Local. So we like to keep that fresh and updated with wonderful things that our members are saying about us. And then this part is also a little bit interactive. So all Alliance members have their logo rotating in the bottom of this. And when you roll over it, it turns, you see the colors. And that gives it a little bit of a highlight. So it stops, it gives you a chance to click it. They all link to your websites, but you can get it's kind of a little fun surprise for the viewer. And that's something else we look for is engagement. So what can a viewer see that they just happen to roll over this and go, oh, what a surprise. It's just that little bit element of surprise, but it doesn't jump out and slap you in the face. We don't like slap you in the face surprises. So, and now you see the photo credits that this top photo is in Washington, DC. And then the photo behind the numbers right here, it's hard to see because it scrolls, is a market in Seattle. So those were some of our objectives to try and accomplish with this. This is what the homepage looks like. We're going to super quick go through this because there are some places for y'all to be involved in. We did redo the member categories a little bit. Oh, but first I want to say there are several places on the website where you see these rotating pictures like you see on the left. Those are all photos that members sent in when we asked for y'all to send in photos from your IBA. This is what was sent in. They're in several places on the website. Again, if you have a photo, love it, especially if it has your name in it. Send it to us and we'll get it included in this rotating picture. So what it does is for people who aren't IBA members, it shows a really great picture of who we are. And they're just such wonderful photos and such great variety of who we really are. So I love that feature. Joining, now we've categorized people into 3 categories. I'm not going to read all this. Y'all can read it. Prices all stay the same, but there are alliances, affiliates, and supporters. And this section outlines all of that. And here's the really exciting part for y'all. So if we go to members, we have, and this has different photos rotating in it on that square, but meet our network. So each of you has one of these squares or rectangles that highlights your organization. And I'll use Dane. The fun part about this is that they all do something slightly different, but again, doesn't jump out and slap you in the face. It's just kind of a surprise that makes the viewer want to go, what does this one do? What is this one? What about this one? You know, each of them has your logo on it. When it flips, each has a picture of your city, something, you know, noteworthy of your city with where you are, links to all your social media, and a link to your website. And so this gives the viewers a lot more interactivity with your IBA as well as AMIBA. And so we have all the members, and then we have affiliates. Now, affiliates are people, organizations that have business members, but aren't necessarily local business members. And then we have supporting members down here at the bottom are companies and organizations that support AMIBA, but don't have members. You can see here's Julie's company, Distance Learning Media, and here's our company. Julie is also my partner. We have one too for Local Business Institute because we are a supporting member of AMIBA. So everybody gets one of these. They all have, like I said, different pictures. They're pictures of your hometown. And that makes it very personal and very obvious about where you come from. Resources, we are continually adding to this. These are all kinds of things that AMIBA provides that your IBA can use. I've been editing this one, the local multiplier effect. It's a document you can download. Some of these are posters, some of these are bigger documents. It's all designed to help you in your IBA. And like I said, we'll be adding to this all the time. And in fact, starting next week. A popular item that is downloaded consistently is the Buy Local campaign guide. So you'll see that throughout the website. We have campaigns are separate because campaigns are marketing campaigns that AMIBA does that you can use. So these are more public. These are things you would advertise to the public, such as the Shop Indie Local, which y'all just saw through the holidays and Independence Week around the 4th of July. Then news and updates. The left side of this are AMIBA blogs. So these are blogs that AMIBA writes on things you need to know about. The industry news are things written by others that we think are noteworthy, that are useful to you. This will all also appear in the newsletter. Events are pretty straightforward. Here are, right now, what we have are the local leader events. Here are all three. You went to this to RSVP. Donate, we're, as all nonprofits are, we're always looking for money. So here's a donation page where you can donate and why you should. We just finished a December fundraiser, and that's what this is. Right now, it says thank you because it's over, but it had the whole donor form and everything on it. And then we promoted this through social media and email and did really well with it. It's one of our first efforts at doing this kind of fundraising. About AMIBA, it talks about us. Here's our story. Here's what we're all about. It has a lot of the bread and butter stuff in it. So leadership, we have our fearless leader, Derek, and staff, and then board of directors. Again, I love the board of directors that when you click this, that little X plus sign, then you get the story about that person. So you can learn a little bit more about them. And, but it's not, doesn't clutter the page too much to begin with. Contact us, I won't even go to, it's a regular contact form. Initiatives are special AMIBA initiatives, and we're going to have a lot more of these as we move forward. They are things that AMIBA gets behind and gets involved in that we think need to happen. What you see here are things from the past, which are all great. The Business Against Bigotry, Community Bank Local, Buy It Where You Try It. We've all had members who have experienced showcasing, where customers come in, try on shoes, try on whatever, don't buy it, and then go order it online, which is, of course, super annoying. And this is the AMIBA shop that we've always had with these kind of items that you can purchase. I have one more thing to show y'all, but does anybody have questions before we go on too long about anything I've showed you? No? I don't know whether that's good or bad. It's good that it's clear and obvious and you aren't confused. So one of the new, one of the new programs that we are offering our members is called AMIBA websites, IBA websites. And with the partnership with DLM, Julie Niehoff, what we've been able to do is solve a problem. And that's what we're always looking for, is how to help y'all solve problems. We have all talked to so many members and been those members who have problems with a website. It's really hard when you're starting up to find somebody dependable who can produce something that you want. It's super difficult to get a person you can afford that can produce an effective website. And so one of the things we did was work out a partnership with DLM where they built the website you're seeing. It will build websites for members at an incredible discount. So we have several different options for you. One, and I'm going to show you examples of them. We looked at Love Wyandotte right here because they only had a Facebook page. They didn't have a website really. This website link goes to their Facebook page. If you look at these little tiny icons, you see Facebook and Twitter, and then this little page icon. And that little page icon, if you click on it, goes to their one page. So the first option is just a single page on the AMIBA website that you could link directly to. So if you are starting up and you don't have a website at all, but need to get something up quickly, this is for you. And it has all these wonderful sections, looks great, and is so easy to maintain, to create, and we'll do all this for you. This one is $1,200. It's just a one-time fee. You don't ever have to pay anything again. You just have to stay a member, and it gives you all these options. The second option, and I'm going to show you an example. Now, this is not Dane by Local's website. We use Dane as an example to show you. There are 3 templates of small websites. These are not massive websites like AMIBA's is, but they're also very affordable. These are a one-time fee of $3,000. And you get, as you can see, a pretty robust website. We did this as an example by pulling content off of Dane's current website, just to show you what this would look like. These are your own website, hosted elsewhere. They can be linked to the AMIBA site, but they are not housed on the AMIBA site. You have a whole About Us page, and I'll just kind of quickly, a lot of this is the usual stuff that you need, but it's pretty robust. For $3,000, it's a pretty amazing site. In fact, when I showed Colin at Dane by Local, he was very pleased with how this looked, just as an example. Why Local First? We all have that on our website to talk about why this whole movement is important. Resources, events. We have a video. Dane had a lot of videos on their website, so we pulled quite a few of them to have a video library here. There's another example. So there are 3 different templates. I'm going to show you 2 of them. This one is Simba. So it's the okay, my brain just went blank.
I'm confused because this is an old version, but that's okay.
It is? I don't have a newer version that I don't have
Yeah,
up here?
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to be bad.
Okay.
Just shows that there's different looks and views.
Maybe because I didn't have it on the homepage.
There it is. There
Okay,
it is.
there it is. Sorry, I was reviewing all these right before the event. So this shows you a different view of what the $3,000 website might look like. And it still has all the elements in it, all the things you want in it. You know, customized photo, lots of photos of your location and your organization and what you do. So one of the things we have is, and I'll be sending it to everybody on the call, we'll be promoting this. So we have a flyer, an info flyer that tells you all about this program. And this tells you the background of it, all that you get with each option. So there's the one page, the showcase page, then the independent website, and it tells you all that you get for that. If this isn't enough for you, if you want more, we have more. You can then talk to Julie at DLM about a highly customized WordPress site starting at $5,000. But all of these benefit AMIBA. and is just something that we've heard from so many people who need help with websites. So this is what we're offering. And that's my show for now. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Well, y'all are a quiet bunch. Okay, I have a question. Well, I have a question because if we go back to the AMIBA site, for me, this is your site. I know that we just, purviewed it to you, but what do you want to see on the AMIBA site? What do you need from us? What would help you in that we could include on this site moving forward?
Are there resources for grants or any kind of financial aid
There
for
will be.
through AMIBA, or just resources available?
AMIBA has a couple of options there. One is that most IBAs are not 501c3s. It's very complicated to be a 501c3. So most IBAs are 501c6s, which have a hard time getting grants. But AMIBA acts as a fiscal agent for you so that the 501c3 that AMIBA is gets the grant, and they only take 5% of the grant. So they can help you with that. I think for anybody who doesn't know, most fiscal agents are looking at 15–20% of a grant. But because we're here for you, it's 5%, and that tends to cover, admin costs and things like that it takes to do a grant. I foresee in the future having some grant workshops. We have several IBAs who get grants, and they do it through AMIBA, using AMIBA as their fiscal agent. And Spokane, Simba, now it comes to me, is one of those who I think just got a $70,000 or $80,000 grant using AMIBA as their fiscal agent. So,
sorry, I was wanting to be sure. Were you referring about to grants as far as that AMIBA would be funding grants, or just to clarify your question? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
That is adorable.
I'll be right back.
Don't be sorry. That's so cute.
I wasn't planning on having a house full of kids, but my school pod had a family emergency, so now I have the kids, but it's all good. So, and Rebecca, I was going to say, if you want to stop the screen share, then we can see might help us see each other a little bit.
Okay, let me. Now I'm trying to.
And I was curious about the status of the member resources. I know on the previous AMIBA website, there was a treasure trove of information. Admittedly, a lot was very old. So I don't know where we are as far as the member resources.
And that's
like where
the
you
key
could go
word.
and see the past.
A lot was very old. And so what we're in the process of doing is reviewing all those resources and then updating ones that needed to be updated and put up on the website. So you'll start to see, I love the cheering squad behind you. That's great.
I promised them a cookie if they did their math meeting. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back.
Okay. I'll answer questions. AMIBA does have a huge number of resources over 20 years of existence. We are in the process now of updating all those resources and bringing them, in some cases, talking about web instead of snail mail. Some of them are so old, but there's incredible information in them. And you'll start to see the rollout of all those updated resources next week. So yes, those are coming back. Does anybody, I have a question. So what has been your pain point on websites? What have you all had to deal with on a website that you wish you hadn't had to deal with? Or conversely, what do you really like about the experience you've had?
Are you talking about the AMIBA website or our own websites?
Your own. industry?
biggest challenge is we sell gift certificates, both for our individual members and what we call universal gift certificates in $20, $25 increments that are redeemable at any of our member stores. And we're in the process of updating our website as well. We've only been in existence for, it's about 3 years now. And getting a platform that can support the individual gift certificates as well as the universal gift certificates is proving to be a bit of a challenge.
Interesting. Okay, Julie, do you have any advice about that or any?
What are you using right now? Do you already have something live?
Yes, we do. And I'm not even sure what the platform is. It's through an IT person.
Okay.
So we're in the process of switching over to a big commerce site,
Okay.
which is proving to be problematic.
Yes. I personally love Big Commerce. They're 3 blocks from my house, literally, and one of the co-founders is a good friend. But for that specific tool, I don't think it's actually going to work. It would work for your site, but not for those individual gift certificates.
Right, that's what we're finding.
Yeah. However, Shopify has some pretty good tools that would integrate into pretty much any other site. So if you had a basic site built in WordPress or on one of the big hosting sites, like we use GoDaddy for the basic sites, or if you have WordPress, then a tool like Shopify or even just a simple image with payment so that you can fulfill it automatically. So if I bought the gift certificate, it would send it to me by email or send it to my recipient by email. That's actually a pretty simple thing to set up, depending on who's fulfilling. If it's a central card where your organization covers it and then someone can walk into any member, that's your organization. But can I buy a gift certificate from an individual member on your site? Okay. Then it's just a slightly more complex setup, but that's a standard. It's a very creative way to use a simple standard set of code. So it's not impossible, and it shouldn't cost an arm and a leg. I could actually probably send you an email with links to various tools that would work for it.
And that would be great.
I'm happy to do that. That's also something that can easily be integrated into any of the levels of sites on the AMIBA offer that Rebecca just showed you.
Anybody else have anything to share about their websites?
Well, I had a question actually about the AMIBA site. I was wondering, I know that there are different educational opportunities that are offered throughout the year. Including the conference, which I know there was an overview of that there. But is there a place on the website that you can access things that have already happened or dig back into some of the offerings that you've had? / I know you have those upcoming ones listed already, but.
We did not, we can go back and put some links in to things we had. We record everything. So we have all those recordings, and that's a great idea, is to go back and add links to some of the past events from long ago and not so long ago. Yeah, we can do that. Thanks.
Yeah, I know that that's helpful. Oftentimes, for me anyways, if I'm attending something, I find valuable things in the moment, and then I have these jogged memories of other things I want to dig into later. So that's always really helpful.
Right. And sometimes taking notes, you miss what somebody's saying because you're trying to write down what somebody else said. So
yeah, exactly.
You have it to refer to. Good point. Thanks.
I think that would likely be added to the member resources, correct?
Yeah.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Rebecca, that's a beautiful website, and Julie, really beautiful and great description and analysis, and very educational in terms of understanding what the sort of the state of the art of websites is. I have one big problem, however. Why didn't you do this like 3 months ago? Because we just spent a ton of money going out and redoing our website completely, and we could have had a better website with a lot less time and energy. So congratulations, but darn, just not quite there for us. But we did some of the things like you're talking about, and I think Rachel and I was on the say hello, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
We're trying to get our website to be as beautiful as the one that you guys have put together. And I also want to say, not only was a good price, and did we started. I mean, I know that Jennifer has had a great love of the old AMIBA website. I know it was a big love of hers, and so are you sad about losing that old website, Jennifer?
Oh, I'm so glad to have a working website. I never knew what I was going to find when I went to that website.
I know.
Crazy.
Anyway,
Every time, well, we're trying this, we're trying that, but
So,
it did get there. But I
it's
do
so
miss the member resources. Even the old stuff, I still use that. So even maybe we even just have a section of like, you know, 5 years old and older, you know, because it's still some of the things.
Anyway, it's
still
really
there.
great. I think it's great work for both AMIBA. So thank you so much, and for the time what you took with a sort of a really challenging situation, and you turned it around really quickly, Julie. And I'm so impressed and appreciative.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And it's just a really, this is a high point of the day to see this website described the way it is, and to learn from it, and to know where we've come from. And again, Rebecca, great job in going through it, because you ought to get in the website business, Rebecca. You know.
I don't want to be in the website business.
Anyway, I'm going to run over here, but so nice to see everybody, and it's just very inspiring. So thank you very much. Rachel's staying here because she's way smarter than me on this, which isn't hard.
I do want to quickly say we jumped on this as soon as Derek talked about what a problem the website was. And it was absolutely my pleasure to be able to bring it up to speed and help AMIBA shine.
It was an amazing turnaround.
It's great. I mean, and being able to give people a page to get started, and I mean, you guys really, it's pretty flipping impressive, and I'm so proud to be part of it. So
Thank
job.
Thank you.
I'd like to add as well that on the page to get started, I presented it as that. But if you are a mature, sophisticated IBA, you might want the page just to have that national presence on AMIBA's website. It's just, like I said, the one-time fee, and then there's no charge. And it's a page that goes into a lot more depth about your IBA. So I think that that is a good offering for IBAs of any age and at any level.
I do have a free tip to add, and you could tell other members as well. I come from the tourism CVB industry in my past, and Susan, I think didn't you say you did too?
Yes.
So you probably know this already, but a lot of people don't even know what a CVB is. I know you guys probably do because you're involved in your local city organization and management municipalities. But a Convention and Visitors Bureau is a tourism organization, and they spend lots of money on really good photography and videos. And because of that, they also have to make them available for various situations, for media, and oftentimes for others in the city that are promoting the city. And if you go to their websites, very often they have a section that is for photos that they want shared. And you can get beautiful photos of your city from your CVB, from your Convention and Visitors Bureau, without having to pay for a license in most cases. So it's a really good way to get some also video footage, B-roll footage of your city with aerial footage and beautiful footage that they have the funds for that because your city government pays for it every time someone stays in a hotel room. You know, that 11 or 12 cents tax you pay every time you stay in a hotel room every night. Every head that hits a bed in your city is paying that organization to create marketing materials for the city as a destination. And you can use those materials to market to your locals too. Treat your locals, look at your city as if you were someone visiting and highlight the beautiful parts, even for locals. Just because they live there doesn't mean they don't need to be shown how beautiful it is.
Thanks for bringing that up, Julie, because I want to point out that almost all of the photos that are on the AMIBA website of y'all's cities came from that source. I contacted the Visitors Bureau in every city. You have to fill out a form usually on the website and tell them what you're going to use it for. And then they'll give you access to their library of photos. And there are so many beautiful photos. These are professionally taken, stunning pictures, and each of your cities has this, so utilize it.
That's a great tip. Well, thanks, y'all. Guess I want to see if there's any other comments before I do some wrap up and what we've got next and all that fun thing.
I would just
All
say,
right.
go to the website, explore it on your own, read it, and really give us any feedback that you have about it. I now have an AMIBA email. It's Rebecca@amiba.net. So just shoot me an email of any feedback you have, or anytime you think of something you'd like to see on that website, let me know and we'll see what we can do to get it on the site. This is your
Excellent.
site as much as AMIBA's site. So
Awesome. Well, it is an amazing thing. So I have to say, it has been years. It's so nice. And it was turned around so quickly. It finally found the right people to make it happen.
You're making me so happy. Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll wrap up here with our local leaders roundtable. We do these events once a month, second Thursday of the month. Our next one is going to be on February the 11th. We rotate the type of local leader roundtable. So this one is all about AMIBA. So once a quarter, we will be diving in deep with something that helps all of our AMIBA affiliates kind of get to know AMIBA, find out some things that maybe the board knows, but maybe the affiliates don't know as much about. We do want to make sure that we're very transparent, that we are fully involving our IBAs who are members in the running of AMIBA. So that's kind of what this one was about here, all about the website and what we've got going on there. Our next local leaders roundtable will be on February the 11th. And this next one is going to be a little bit more of a discussion. So it won't be so much of a formal program, but all of us bring, kind of something positive that has happened in our IBA recently, as well as maybe something that we wish had gone differently. We kind of give a short summary of whoever, shows up that day. And then we can kind of dive deeper, depending on what the audience needs and wants. So it really just helps us. It's kind of the equivalent of, going for a happy hour drink with our colleagues. But since we're spread all around the country, that's not something that's such an option for us. So we know that it can be very lonely being an IBA, because there's, by definition, only one local organization usually promoting the locals. So this helps us do that. Sorry, the herd is going by.
finished.
So I hope you'll join us on February 11th. And then our next one in March will be looking at member marketplaces. So I know Susan mentioned the gift certificates idea. This is something that Arizona has implemented, that we here in Louisville have implemented, and we've all gone different paths. But it's about how we use our organization, not just to promote buying local and our members in general, but to allow the general public to purchase directly from our members, and kind of the power of bringing all of our members together in one place where people can actually make those transactions. So I look forward to having y'all. Hopefully some of these next local leaders, if you're not an affiliate yet, please become an affiliate. I think most folks on this call are. And Rebecca, is there anything else that you'd like to add before I wrap this up?
I think that's it. Just stay in touch. We're here for you. And we want this website to be yours.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much. And thanks for your patience with my extra visitors too. I promised myself a cookie as well when we were done. So
Good. Where's our cookie? We want cookies too.
Oh, if I could send it through Zoom, I would. Thanks,
Thank you,
y'all.
everybody, for being here. Good to see
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.